Hello. Today I wanted to talk to you about how you can use your iPad in order to watch videos and take notes. And I wanted to give you two different options for doing this. The first option is to work smartly and use your iPad to watch YouTube at the same time as you have your editable PDF document open that you can copy the notes. So I'm going to mimic the process for you. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Google Classroom. Now, just to give you a heads up, I did make my husband a student in the class, so I'm using his login. When you go into Google Classroom for Algebra 2, I think the most important area that you want to focus on is at the bottom where it says classwork. The stream is not very helpful and it's actually very confusing even to me. When I click on classwork, you're going to see that I've grouped things. In quarter 4, what we need is going to be broken down by the weeks and the dates. So notice that last week in here, I had my week 1 distance learning. I had all of my Monday activities you needed, then Tuesday, then Wednesday, all the way down, including the graded worksheet, which was due on Friday. Let's talk about next week. I'm changing up the format of the notes and daily practice worksheet. When you click on this, it's going to be one assignment that has 2 parts to it. The first is going to be the video. Okay, so notice I've gone in and I've started the video. I'm going to pause it for the moment. Okay, now if I get out of there, okay, the video I just selected is still in YouTube on queue. If I open back up to Google Classroom and I click on the PDF, which is going to be the notes, notice that the left side are odd numbered. They are going to be the notes. The right side are the evens. Those are going to be the daily class practice. And just like we talked about in class, it makes sense to use notes that are right next door to the actual daily practice. That being said, I would highly recommend, so that you can easily find them and use them for the end of the week assignments, don't work in Google Classroom to do your work. In the top right, there's a little square box with an arrow, which then leads to triple dots. And then we're going to choose in the menu from the triple dots, Open In. Save to Files, looks like a little file. And it brings up choices. One of the choices is the numbers folder. Since we teach math and we're learning math, let's choose numbers. Click on Add. Now we can get out of Google Classroom. Where did that PDF file go? Well, I'm back into my regular iPad screen, and if you notice at the bottom, or you may need to scroll through to try to find it, I'm looking for the icon at the bottom that looks like a file folder. On my iPad, I can click on the numbers folder, and notice right here, Brian Gomer is my husband. Tonight, I added in my substitution notes. These PDF notes will behave just like they do in Google Classroom. So, as you can see, I have my notes up. Now, this is the new trick that we need to practice. If you put your finger at the bottom carefully and you scroll up, it's going to bring up the toolbar at the bottom with your recently used apps. I'm going to put my finger on top of the YouTube app and I'm going to bring it up to the left of my notes, my file notes. Remember, we had it in the queue for the current notes. Now, if you take your iPad and you flip it sideways, okay, you can always adjust the size of this. You can, on the right-hand side, use your 2 fingers to open up to bring up the first problem. On the left-hand side, you can click the full screen, and now you can watch the video and take the notes at the same time, if you wanted to do it electronically. I've found that writing with my finger works better than a stylus in order to do this on the iPad. Please remember, as you're watching the video, which I'm going to start my video now, to this worksheet. The way this will work is the notes will constitute the left column. What you may want to do with this is actually and I get pause your video at different points so you can use the pen on the right hand side and you can copy down the notes. So notice, excuse me for 1 second. If I choose this marker, I'm going to switch it to yellow. I can highlight all of the same things that were highlighted there. I can switch back and I can write negative 2x minus 3 equals 9. I can put the negative 3 in and I can highlight it. So I can copy all of the notes that I'm seeing on the paused screen. I then can come down, I can scroll up, I can put the next one on and so forth. So this is option 1 in order to take your notes right next to where you're watching your video. Turning this back around, the other option that you have in order to do this, okay, is to use the full screen, notice, of YouTube. However, if I go into my camera, you'll see that I have taken a blank sheet of paper and I started to copy down the 6 problems that were on the first of the 2 PDF pages. I could actually do my notes by hand with the YouTube video showing me everything. When it's time to submit my assignment, I simply snap photographs of this paper that I'm handwriting and submit. You're now going to get points for your notes and your own individual work is going to be graded.